Okay, so let's create our method and endpoint to create a new product. Okay, so our endpoint is public and without return, so I using the keyword wide, and I using the post name. So I need creating a new product, so I should be receive the informations about a product. Okay, very good. So the verb is changed. I don't using this get. I using this the other form to pass information using the post. And the great difference between get pass the parameters on my address from my endpoint when my post pass the information for body to my request. Okay, if I'm using back from the postman, I don't pass the information for this line. I pass in this in the body, and we'll see the example for this. But before, let's implement the backend size for getting save the information. Okay, so let's using again our simple database, but looking, I declare every time I need using the information about our simple database, I created a new object for this. So I have the option to create only one time the simple database. My last is nullable, and when I started my controller, so I using the constructor. In the future, we change the star. We don't access writing the information from this database. We are using the repository. I created the layer of services, but for now, I simplify the things. For we and the focus to understand how I'm using creating my endpoints. Okay, so but when I have I using the same info the same line all time to using the simple database. I created one specific object, only one for using for every my methods, and I will instantiate this on my constructor for controller. So I created my object and I using this for my get. So I don't need more creating the database in this place. For my get with parameters and the same for my post. Nice, I reduce my code. Let's implement in this post. So I have my collection and database products. And I need to insert a new product. So I use the add method and I pass simple this product. Here's in Portuguese name, sorry, let me correct this. Here's the practice and product, okay? Product in Portuguese is produto, but okay. So I inserted this information and basically that's everything that I need for save the information, but I need to make some additional modification to implementing this form to my code to understand the parameters that I pass from body of my request for post. For making it, I need to using this bind option. I pass the parentheses, and for my parameters, I inserted the name of parents that I usually like pass for building my object product DTO. So let's head back for my product DTO. One form to navigate between the class is let's left the mouse for my object, for my class, sorry, and I'm using the F12 and I'm going to my DTO. So I have some informations. I have the ID, name, date, inactive. So to simplify the things, I would you like the customer from the front end side pass only this ID in the name, okay? And the date inactive, I fill this information from the backend side. So I need in these two information. So on this parameter, I pass for this type. Yes, everything in lowercase. So my product ID is the same date in this, but in lowercase. And it's in column to separate it and pass the name. Okay, this is all information that I need. So this is additional modification for my post method. Okay, good. So when I receive, I get my product. It's set this register date for current date now, and I have to this option for active when I pass for true. But let me remember one thing. With we back from this my entities, I have in this information from the properties from my product class, but I have in this method the business role to implement exactly this. Okay, so for now, for this time, I left in this, but we can't be using this role already defined for our entities. For don't need implement this again. Okay, in the future we are changing the things. So I receive my product, complementing the data, and for now, for completely, I'm inserting for my collection. Okay, so let's verify if the things are working well for us. So let me play application and let's back from my Postman request. We are using the same endpoint. So the application loading. Okay, so let's test it. Okay, the get request to see if everything is working. Oh, I need to change for this get verb. Okay, now I received this information. If I pass the code ID 5, I receive the 5 product, and I don't have the 6 product. All right, no content returning. Good. So I would like creating the product the ID 6. So I changed the verb for post, and I told you that you we need to pass these parameters from building my DTO object, and I pass this information when I use the posting body request. So I have some options from Postman. One of these options is body, is the body request, and I'm using this option body. Okay, and I changed for the format type for raw, and I'm using the type in JSON. In JSON, starting using keys, a combination, and I have these parameters. So I have the product ID. When I define the ID 7, using column to separate the information. Oops. And now I have the name of my product as 2 points, double points. And now let me define the product. So I have the smartphone. Okay, that's everything that you need to define for our product information. So is this form to pass my object information using JSON, and this bind for your time receive this information and translate them for product object. Let me insert a breakpoint. The breakpoint using the F9 or this option in debug toggle breakpoint is the same thing, okay? Because I would like to see if my object received these values from my parameters. So let's test the stats result code and how the things are working, okay? So I click on the send and look in this. My request, my endpoint received the request. And if I verify the values for my product, look in this. The name passed is smartphone, and my ID received the 7 value. Very nice. It's the same value passed for customer. So my register data don't have the current data, but I pass in this, and the active is false because the standard value for my boolean type, and I change it for true. And finally, I inserted this for my collection. Very nice. And looking for the response, my response passed the status code 200 successful process. And to validate if the thing is really good, let me change the verb to get and send again. And look at the result, the bottom side place from the screen. Let me validate in the, I have the codes. Let me validate what's happened. Okay, let's be inserting this F9 for getting. I pass this information in add for products. Okay, let me test again the post, the pass value. I pass this. I'm using the FTM to navigating for debugging the application. Okay, so I have in the 5 items. I inserted other, so I have in the 6 values, and the last is my smartphone. Good. And when I change for get request, let's be validating, and we have only the 5. Okay, so let's stop application. The inserted is working, but our collection is initialized every time the things is requested for our context. Let me verify. We already having these information to testing these. Let me inserting the breakpoint for this constructor. That's invalidating the things. Good. So play again. The web browser is created. The simple database is called. My product is new. And receive the get request for product. The 5 elements. Okay. Good. So when I inserted the post data, I send, look what's happened. My simple database is created another time, initialize it to 5 items. And let me press the thing. So I received the request, inserted the product, but when the things is completed, I return. If I call again my get request to send the request back for this simple database, and I lost the data in the standard initial data, have only the 5 register. We need to change this for the things working. Okay, very nice. But the implementation for the side, the controller is okay, but we need to change some things for working for dependency injection to change the form for our context is created, because I would like that my database is created only one time, the singleton, and no for every time that I requested the things, every time that I needed this class, I don't would like this. My collection is every time creating and creating again. Cool. Okay. So on the next video we'll see how to change this. But for Rio, our endpoint for post is creating them successful, and we'll upgrading this in the next video. Okay, so thank you for watching. See you in the next video, and bye.